From Radio City Music Hall in New York, it's the 3rd annual NFL Honors. Now, please welcome your host, Alec Baldwin.
Thank you. Welcome to the 3rd annual NFL Honors, a night to end all nights. A night that pro football's finest can feel like masters of their universe. A night just like every other night for these people, quite frankly. Tonight, we're going to give out awards and answer many of the questions on everyone's mind regarding the NFL. Of course, some questions remain unanswerable, like how does Tom Brady get better looking every year? Or what in the hell is Colin Kaepernick wearing? Or how can there be a Pro Bowler named Jordan Cameron and another named Cameron Jordan? I tried to find out the odds of this happening, but unfortunately all the nerd statistics guys are in baseball. Tonight's show will be 2 hours, or longer, or shorter, depending on whether Andy Reid is in charge of the clock. It's exciting to be here in New York City, host city for the Super Bowl week. It's nice to see this sleepy little town finally get some media attention. New York can be intimidating. It can be an intimidating place for visitors. Here's some tips. Keep your money in your sock. Keep your sock in your hotel room safe. And if a crazy old man yells gibberish at you on the street, just say, "Not now, Regis." You can feel the buzz of excitement, though. I think New Yorkers are just excited to have professional sports return to their city. It was a tough year for the Giants, who started 0-6. The Obamacare website got off to a better start. Rex Ryan just signed a long-term extension to stay with the Jets. I assume it was voluntary. Rex, blink twice if this is some kind of hostage situation. And tomorrow is the Super Bowl. Let's hear it. Yeah. Woo! How big is that game going to be? The biggest game of the year being held in the greatest city on earth, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Some people wonder how New Jersey got the Super Bowl. It has nothing to do with the fact that Goodell's wife's cousin's uncle's brother's son-in-law's travel agent on his aunt's side is in waste management in Newark. Super Bowl was actually bound for Tampa, but fell off the truck. As you know, this is the first Super Bowl in an open-air stadium in a cold-weather city, but the league insists the weather will not be a factor as long as no one tries to punt, pass, kick, or run the ball. You know what they're calling a Gatorade bath tomorrow? Murder 1. What, more weather jokes? No. Time to call a monologue audible. Omaha! Omaha! Thank you, back there. They say that 46 million pounds of chips will be eaten on Super Bowl Sunday, mainly because these two teams are from states that just legalized pot. To fans who have flown in from Colorado and Washington, if you spot a giant green lady in the harbor, don't freak out. She's real. And know that torch she's holding should not be used to light up a doobie. The Seahawks have the #1 defense in the league. In fact, the only one better. Yeah, let's hear it. Seahawks. In fact, the only one better at stopping drives this year was Governor Christie. You think a guy who's built like a defensive lineman would be all about opening lanes? The Seahawks were helped all season by their vocal fans, who they call the 12th man, because it's almost like having an extra man on the field. In Pittsburgh, they call that Mike Tomlin. And how about that epic NFC Championship game? Of course, afterward, a lot of people were talking about Richard Sherman. I mean, how could someone lose control of themselves when a camera is pointed right in their face? I mean, who does that? Thank you. What a season it was. What a year Carolina quarterback Cam Newton had. Yeah. In fact, you could say it was his best season since turning pro in his junior season at Auburn. I see Josh Gordon here. Where is he? This year, Josh became the first receiver in NFL history to have 200 receiving yards in consecutive games. In Cleveland Brown yards, that's like 1 billion. And then there's the great Tony Gonzalez. Tony just retired. Yeah. Tony just retired to spend more time with his own magnificent reflection. What a career, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Next stop, Canton, which, when you think about it, is a horrible thing to say about anyone except a football player. Philadelphia running back LaShawn McCoy is here. Yeah. With his quarterback, Napoleon Dynamite. How crazy was that snow game between the Eagles and the Lions? No points were scored on kicks, or as Roger Goodell calls it, next season. Aaron Rodgers, yeah. He had that big game against the Bears, coming back from his broken collarbone. That's the mark of a legend. Playing through injury, like Jack Youngblood, who actually played in a Super Bowl on a broken leg. Or me, hosting this award show tonight, despite the knife in my back left there by MSNBC. I mean, whoever thought I'd feel safer, more at home on Fox? Rupert, if you're watching from your pleasure blimp, together we make football. I see Robert Kraft is in the house. The doctors in New England had a great season. The Patriots taught us all something. If you have a team composed of Tom Brady and 52 uniforms stuffed with straw, that's only good enough to get you the AFC Championship game. We learned that this year. Before we get started on the awards, I want to take a moment to point something out. Like I said up top, this is the 3rd annual NFL Honors. Just think, when these awards first started, 3 long years ago, Barack Obama was in the White House, Roger Goodell was the NFL commissioner, Alec Baldwin was hosting, and Aaron Rodgers was sitting in the front row, rolling his eyes at the monologue. But actually, there was one thing that was a lot different back then. Peyton Manning had just undergone 4 neck surgeries, and we were all really wondering whether we'd ever see him play again. But come back he did. And the historic level at which he's playing defies logic. No quarterback in the history of the NFL, and as I look around this room, I see some of the greatest of all time, has ever had the numbers Peyton put up this year. 5,477 yards passing. Yeah. "55 touchdown passes." Let's try to put that in perspective. It's almost like 1 TD for every commercial he's in. In the AFC Championship game, Peyton threw for 400 yards. Most guys his age can't even walk that far without stopping to pee twice. It's hard to believe this, but Peyton still has his detractors who are actually hoping he doesn't get his 2nd ring tomorrow. Eli! Sorry. Who loves the Mannings? Come on, the Mannings. All right.